Hi, Santana. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. Hi, Hannah. So glad you could join us.
Hello. Yeah.
I know that Lynn is going to join us a little later. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Well, Karen, it's good to see you. Long time no see. I just saw you yesterday. Awesome. Well, I guess I'll just get started. And then I know we have about 16 people joining us today. So it's a smaller group, but it's a nice group. People are all going in at their own times. Oh, here we go. More people coming in right now. Okay. So I'll go over a couple Zoom rules. Awesome. So welcome everyone to our August core team meeting. I cannot believe it's already August and late August and we're almost to September. It blows my mind. This year has been crazy. I was just talking with our special guest speaker, inspiration leader, Melissa Vetti, who's our intern. She's going to share a little bit, do our inspiration today. But yeah, we were talking about how this year has just flown by because of COVID, and we're also focusing on all of the great, amazing accomplishments that Autism Tree as a community has done, which is with the help of all of you, our dedicated team of interns and volunteers that help us keep everything going and staying connected with our families. So a couple Zoom rules. Please mute yourself when you're not speaking. We recommend speaker view for presentation. Video sharing is optional. I definitely want to see all of your friendly faces. Please type any questions and comments into the chat as well. We can, during Melissa's inspiration and at any point when I go over all of our upcoming volunteer opportunities, I'd love to hear from you. If you want to sign up for things, you can definitely put it in the chat or contact me after. I just want to keep everyone engaged during this time. A quick update from Autism Tree, if a few of you haven't tuned in lately. We have now reached over 350,000 people through our social media channels, which is incredible. This is since March, shelter in place took effect, March 12th. We have been recording our impact since then, and this is through our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, all the areas that we can reach these people. It's over 350,000, which is an incredible milestone. Our posts have been shared 542 times. So thank you for sharing our posts. If you follow us on our social media, you definitely should, and share it with your friends and family. We want to expand our community during this time since we can, and make everybody feel connected. We have now 228 videos on our YouTube channel, which blows my mind. So please subscribe today if you haven't yet. There's lots of fun things that we post daily, and it takes a minute and it's free to sign up. 178 of those videos have been posted since March 12th, which is incredible. From you, our volunteers, our community partners, our program directors, everybody came together to keep everyone feeling connected. We have a couple of series that we always want help with as volunteer opportunities. One of them is our Reading with Autism Tree series, which is where you can read a children's book to our HPF kiddos. We have now posted 500 videos and have reached 35,000 people alone through that. We also have our HPF at Home series, which is our volunteers sharing fun 1 minute to short video, 1 to 5 minute videos of them doing activities that you can do at home or around your community that practices social distancing and all that. Just fun ideas for our kids and families to do together, and for our other volunteers to do together at home. And if you have a chance to share one of those videos with us, I would love to hear from you. You can send it to me directly. You can also tag us on our social media and we'll share it that way too. To date, we have now provided 107, actually 108, because we had our lunch and learn yesterday, virtual events to date, and we now have 17 events coming up between now and September, the end of September, and counting. We're always adding virtual events to our calendar, and this is why it's so important that you check our weekly volunteer email that we send out each week with all updated events that are coming up. If you ever want to sign up for something, there is a ton of opportunities, so you can let me know directly by reaching out to me. And then of course, I'll go over a little bit more of our events later in this meeting. And now we've offered 18 of our 20 programs during this time since March. 17 are in virtual that are ongoing. And then we had one in person in July, our Bridge to the Beach program, which was a one-off event. And we're sticking with virtual for the rest of the year. However, like I mentioned, there's so many ways to get involved at Autism Tree. So I really hope to see and hear from you guys soon. And now I'll pass it off to our inspiration leader today, Melissa Vetti. She's one of our wonderful interns. She came to us this past spring, right before COVID hit. And then she continued her internship through spring. And then also, because she loved it so much, she continued through summer. And we love having her as a part of our team. I'm really excited to hear what she's gonna have to share with us today. So without further ado, Melissa, you can unmute yourself.
Hi. Do you want to share the slides, Rebecca?
Yes. Hold on one sec. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Melissa, and like Rebecca said, I'm an intern. I've interned for about 8 months at ATPF, and I'll be continuing as a volunteer for the rest of the year. I am a senior at USD. Here we go. I'm a senior at USD. I'm double majoring in psychology and communication studies. And after I graduate in May, I plan to go into ABA therapy for a couple of years before going back to school to get my master's in school counseling. And today I'll be talking to all of you about passions and how we can live out our passions every day. So I kind of focused my inspiration on this quote from Oprah, which I really love. And it says, "Forget about the fast lane. If you really want to fly, harness your power to your passion. Honor your calling. Everybody has one. Trust your heart and success will come to you." So my first step in how we live out our passions is to try new things. So as the quote says, trust your heart and success will come to you. So first tip to try new things is do not be afraid. It can definitely be scary to try new things, especially when we kind of get to that point in our lives where everything's the same, you know, school, work, family, friends, your days just kind of become that routine that you get into. So don't be afraid to start something new and start small. We don't need to make these major life changes to try something new, to explore new passions. Try just taking 5 minutes every day or maybe one afternoon a week to focus on this something new. And the third tip for trying new things is to embrace the unknown. It is inevitable to have some fear with the unknown, but the best thing we can do is to just embrace it and become comfortable with the fact that you're not going to know or understand everything, and you're there to learn and explore about others and yourself. So this picture that I put up is me at our Typers Club, one of the Typers Club's events. And when I first volunteered, I was actually very nervous because I had never worked with the Typers community before. But I quickly learned to just embrace the newness, and I love spending time with this community. They are so kind, intelligent, they're witty, and they're so gracious. And I have learned a lot from them. And I'm so grateful to be able to volunteer with this community. So my second tip for living out our passions is to practice mindfulness. As the quote says, forget about the fast lane. Our lives move so fast these days. We have to remember to be mindful and to be present. everything is just so easy to forget where you are because we have so many distractions. So a tip that I have for being present, that if you're struggling, try honing in on each of your senses. What do you hear? What do you smell, see, feel, etc.? This way we can really practice being present in the moment instead of caving into our distractions. Like the second point says, just get rid of them. Technology provides an easy and quick escape anywhere we are. And I'm not saying to throw away your phone or your computer, but when you're there having coffee with a friend, just put it in your bag instead of putting it on the table. That way, when you get a text message, you can check it after on your own time, and you're able to be present and spend time with that person. And that way you can really look, listen, and learn. So look at who you're spending time with or the place that you're spending time at. Listen to what they're saying, and this way you can learn from this experience with them. This picture is from the ATPF USD baseball meet and greet. And I remember this day was a really long day for me. I had an on-campus training, and then I went straight to the meet and greet, and then I had to get back to my apartment to plan for my roommate's birthday. And at first I was really stressed, and then I just reminded myself to really be present. And I was able to really enjoy myself and spend time with the kids and families. I had a really awesome conversation with one of the moms of ATPF, and I learned a lot from her. And I got to meet some interns that I hadn't met before and spend time with that. So it ended up being a really great afternoon. So my third and final tip for living out your passion is to cater to your strengths. When we are passionate about something, we put our soul into it, and your passions are your strengths. If you really want to fly, harness your power to your passion. So the first step to using your strengths is self-exploration. Never stop exploring your strengths. You never know if there's something out there that you haven't tried before and you're actually really good at. So when we try new things, we learn more about ourselves, and you will never know if you're good at something until you try it. The second step is to actively pursue opportunities that embrace your strengths. When we know what we are good at, and if we love it and are passionate about it, it's important to seek out opportunities that will allow us to cater to our strengths. And the third tip is to believe in yourself, because you will never grow if you don't believe in yourself. And if you have confidence because you're passionate about something, you will succeed simply by following your heart and embracing what you love. So this picture is of me dancing. I've been dancing since I was a little girl, and I absolutely adore everything about it. It's one of my greatest passions. And this fall, I get to continue with ATPF volunteering every Saturday at the adaptive dance classes. It's really awesome because it combines two of my passions and my strengths, which is working with the community at ATPF and sharing my love of dance with others. So all in all, thank you everyone for listening and allowing me to share my story and my inspiration with you. And I know Lisa isn't here, but thank you times a million to Lisa and Rebecca for my amazing opportunity. And I'm so happy that I get to continue to be a part of the community at Autism Tree.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
I love that so much. Every single point that you made was so relevant that we can use every day. And something that resonated with me that I was literally just talking with our volunteer executive director and founder, Dana Hoff, yesterday, is trying new things. That's something that I've had a lot of change in my life. I recently just moved to a new place. So the way I'm trying new things is I want to get to know my community better. So my goal is to do little walks like every night or every week. So I can get to know my neighborhood and just try new things that are going around out here. So I would love to open it up to anybody who wants to share in the chat of anything that really resonated with you that Melissa might have said, maybe new things that you want to try or how you're being present during this time. Also, what are your strengths and how you plan to use those maybe during this time that's different than you've never thought of before. If you want to unmute yourself or type it in the chat, I'll open it up to everybody. Does anyone want to share? Come on, guys, don't be shy.
And Lynn says she's been trying different workouts.
Awesome.
It's fun. I try to do that too. I've gotten a lot into yoga during the quarantine.
Ooh, love it. Yeah, we did a couple yoga classes for our families, which was fun. But yeah, different workouts during this time. That's different home workouts. It's what, since all the gyms are closed. And Lynn, do you want to share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I actually took a LinkedIn course just for fun because my Princeton account like gives it to me for free. And it was like a mindfulness course. So it was like not academic at all. And then it recommended an app called 7 Minute Workout. I'm not sure if any of you guys use it. Okay, yeah, some of you guys use it. And then I've been doing a lot of those. So that was like something completely new I never heard of before quarantine, but it allowed me to like actually, it's like pretty motivating. It like actually works. So yeah.
That's an awesome tip, Ann Lynn. Thank you. I'm going to look into that. I need to be more active because I sit on the computer all day. Does anyone else want to share?
Oh, hello, everyone.
John. Hi, John.
Hi. Hi.
Do you want to share something?
I've actually been on quite a few Zoom calls lately, so I've been trying to use my creative experiences and backgrounds into making Zoom calls a little bit more interesting. And so I set up a little home studio. And so this is my sit-in character. He's not my father, but people seem to be able to recognize him usually. And I dress him up a little bit. And I get to just sit kind of over here on the side and say, hey, everybody. And that way everybody doesn't make comments about my beard every time they see me. So, which is, you know, it's grown in pretty big and Santa-ish every day. But my motivation through this COVID has been getting back bike riding. And on my third straight week of being on the bike at least every day. I had a month going straight. Then I got a flat tire on one of my bikes. So I had to take a few days to figure it out, fix it, get it going, and then fixed another bike in the process. So now I have two bikes that I can alternate and go for, try to do a morning and then a sunset ride every day. So getting out, getting active, and having fun setting up my production cave.
That's awesome. I love it, John. Thanks for showing your Darth Vader masks. I love it.
It'll change weekly.
Awesome. So you guys should definitely tune into our Lunch and Learns because usually John is on our Lunch and Learns every Wednesday at 12 p.m. if you're available, and see which different costumes John has set up. That's awesome. Thanks, John. Well, I'll just I have a special something to share that I will share right now. And if anybody has any additional comments or they have something to share, you can type it in. Okay.
And just before I mute my mic, I just want to thank Melissa for helping out with the USD baseball thing, because it's such a big difference to have an actual USD student there to help us with the things and doing everything. And Santana's been there, Becky, you've been there, but those games are so much fun. And just, I love it when we get the USD students involved in it. And you know, because that's kind of what we're doing is outreach, not just to our families and not just the students, or not just the athletes, but the students at USD as well. And so thank you for your help with that. And I'm glad you were able to squeeze us in the middle of that busy day with your birthday party and your other stuff going on. So we try to keep it fun.
Me too. It was very fun. I hope we can do it this spring. So we'll see.
This spring, we might be doing a double of football, then baseball.
Oh.
Because football is supposed to
That'd
be playing
fun.
in the spring, and then they're going to delay spring sports to start right after the winter sports do. So it might be a busy 4 football games and then a shorter baseball season. So, but it'd be pretty much USD athletics from January through June-ish.
That's awesome.
Everybody stay tuned for details on that. So you should stay with us until 2021 when all this comes up. So I'm going to share in the recap email as well all the stuff that we just talked about. The 7-minute workouts, bike riding. Another fun thing that I just thought of, which my sister started a book club, or she's in a book club. It's weekly on Sundays. So that's something new as well. So it doesn't always have to be outside, but obviously we all want to be outside because we're always inside. But yeah, there's just tons of different ways to find something new to do. So without further ado, I just wanted to give a big thank you to Melissa. I'm so glad the meet and greet was definitely one of my favorite memories at Autism Tree. We had so many families and we had a ton of interns that helped out, and it was just so much fun and rewarding, and everybody had a fantastic time. I definitely miss our in-person events. But yeah, so Melissa has been incredible. Since the very beginning. She's been so flexible with during COVID and adjusting her internship during this time and helping us in any way that we needed it. And you always said yes, like no matter what, to whatever task I gave you, you found a way to do it and do it really well. And during our I had 18 interns that I managed on a weekly basis. Now it's about, I think, 20 since March. A couple of them have come and gone. But Melissa, you definitely stood out in the way that your passion for our kids and always being willing to try something new and get to know all of our families. And basically just being an overall amazing team player and amazing leader in our intern program. So Melissa, thank you so much for all of your hard work that you put in to Autism Tree. We are so grateful. And of course, you know that if we were able to do something in person, we totally would give you a little gift certificate. But instead, I have this slide that I will be mailing to you, this little award that we made just for you. And this is actually a new thing that we've created for our interns and volunteer award, because we want to recognize all of you who have put in so many hours. We're a very small team. You know, it's Lisa, myself, Caitlin, and our program assistant. Caitlin and Alexa are part-time. Myself and Lisa are the only full-time employees. So we run on volunteers. Volunteers are our lifeblood. And it's outstanding volunteers and interns like you, Melissa, that help us keep moving forward. So you've completed over 200 hours in your internship with Autism Tree. Everybody clap for Melissa. It's an incredible accomplishment. We loved every hour that you put into with us. And these are you can see on the right-hand side, the different awards. If you are tracking your hours and want to reach out to me and let me know all of the hours that you've helped with us. I can verify them, and we would love to recognize all of our amazing volunteers during this time. So thank you, Melissa, for all of your hard work and your heart for our kids and families and our team. We just loved having you as part of our team.
Thank you.
Do you want to say anything else before we?
I'm just very grateful for this organization, and I appreciate you all so much and how much heart and passion you put into it. It really shows, and it makes us as interns and volunteers feel so special and want to continue to give back to this organization. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. Love it. Well, I'm going to jump into now a few program highlights from the past month and upcoming events. So all of you who want to keep volunteering, please reach out to me about all of these fun opportunities that we have coming up. Our first one that we had in August, started August 1st, was our 10th annual HPF NCL Girls Summer Art Camp. This was the first time we did it virtually, and we are amazed that it's been 10 years. Shout out to Isabel Kaplan, who created our summer art camp 10 years ago. She was a dedicated NCL volunteer, and because the NCL moms and daughters are such incredible, loving people who have huge hearts for our girls, we've been able to continue this program 10 years later. And this year, even with all of the challenges of doing, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it virtually? They still rose to the occasion and came up with really fun ideas for our girls to do, such as Pinterest boards, and they did a little culinary art workshop of dipping strawberries into chocolate and different goodies into chocolate, making your own jewelry, and then we had a special guest artist just last week, Erin Snyder, who's a local San Diego artist, and she created butterfly origami with the girls, which was really fun. So all of these were really simple art classes, and it provides our girls a chance to get to know each other and their NCL girl mentors. And it's all around to practice socializing and having lots of fun while doing that. So that was a really fun art camp, and we look forward to our next event with our NCL community partners. Next, we have our HVF Adaptive Art Class, which Melissa was very involved in. Melissa, I would love to have you speak a little bit about the art class, what it is, and also we're so excited you're going to be leading our next one.
Yes, so we just started these adaptive art classes. I think our first one was in July, so we started planning it in June, and we have 2 different groups, one for our younger kids up to age 10, I think, and then like 11 to 15, and they alternate which group they're in. And this is solely led by interns and volunteers, and they're gonna come on and teach a craft to our kiddos and just spend some time with them while they're creating the art. And it's a really fun way for everyone to come together and create something fun for them or to give to a family member or something.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a big hit. A lot of our families are signing up for these, and they want to get creative during this time. So if you have a creative bone in your body, we want to definitely hear from you. You can reach out to me, and I can we can schedule another one coming up. These will be happening monthly or twice a month. So it is really fun as long as they're simple art crafts. It's a great way to get interaction with our kids and families and have fun with them. Our next one, our virtual book club, which was led by HPF volunteer Danielle Levy. Shout out to Danielle. She originally brought up Reign of Gold, which is a book by Victor Villaseñor, at our Lunch and Learn led by Pablo Fernandez, who is a board member, who had an amazing Lunch and Learn. If any of you guys, we recommend it to everybody to watch if you didn't join us during that time. So it's on our YouTube channel if you need to watch it. And Danielle made this wonderful connection between what Pablo was sharing and the book that she was reading, Reign of Gold. We were so inspired by what she said that we asked her to do a virtual book club, and we're so excited. We had our first one on August 8th, and we definitely want to continue this on a monthly basis too, with Danielle reading it. So more details to come for what our next book is going to be. Everybody found the book club very inspiring. Danielle did a fantastic job. I can also share her PowerPoint with you guys if you decide to read the book and want to look back on what they all reflected on during the August book club. And our next one, I think, is going to be Catcher in the Rye. I will definitely double check with that with Danielle, but if you're interested interested, please reach out to me. We'd love to have all of our volunteers get involved in this fun book club. Next, we have our Girls in STEM workshop, which happens monthly. This was originally started by Nithya Krishnamurthy, who was a high school student, and she came to us and said, I want to do this program for our girls. And we just said yes. And ever since, she's impacted so many people. She went on to graduate, and then she handed it on to Emily Zong, who has been our program director for the past couple years. And now Emily is graduating from high school and will be going to UCLA or Berkeley, UC Berkeley. So she has a future ahead of her as well. And now she's passing it to more girls that are from her high school, Canyon Crest, that are part of a Girls in STEM club that are doing these workshops for our girls each month. So it's really fun for our girls. There's simple activities you can do at home. As you can see, this was a little robot printout that they put together and assembled. When we used to hold this at the office, they would make popsicle bridges and marshmallow catapults. Super fun. If any of you want to volunteer, I definitely recommend it. It's a really fun hour with our girls. Next, we have our special education advocacy workshop, which was a new segment of our parent mentor program that we've developed during this time of COVID. And it was the brainchild of actually our program director, Michelle McGowan, who is a special education advocate, incredibly knowledgeable and a power mom. She has 3 boys, 2 on the spectrum, and they're all adopted, and she is just a wealth of knowledge and an amazing parent mentor to all of our parents. So she does a little snapshot of a quick 20-minute presentation of something related to special education, and then we open it up to parents to learn from each other and share their challenges and successes, and collaborate on how they can best serve their own kids during this time. So it's really informative for all of our volunteers. If you're interested in learning more about special education, I definitely recommend this. And our next one will be in September. We do hold these monthly. We have also been holding our HPF Teen Time virtual reality workshops with Ian Miller, who was our program director. He is the director of the Interactive Media Institute's Autism Center of Excellence. They've been an amazing community partner with Autism Tree for the past couple years. Ian is so wonderful to all of our teens and makes these virtual reality workshops really fun. And now, during COVID, we just started these back up. Our last one was on August 18th, and we're excited to have our next one coming up on September 6th. So if you want to volunteer, definitely let me know. One of our teens is going to be featured as the special guest speaker for each one, and his name is Jeremiah, and he's going to be presenting on astronomy, which is going to be a really fun topic. So if you want to get to know our teens, I definitely recommend you sign up for these workshops. They're really fun. Yay, and now we have our HPF Coding Camp. I'd love to turn it over to Hannah and Lynn, who do run this coding camp for us. And this is a new monthly program that we're doing. So Lynn, do you want to say something?
Yeah, of course. So Hannah and I launched this camp because we wanted to give like a coding education to both girls and boys. I know there's a Girls in STEM program, but a lot of the boys also wanted to learn about coding, and I think there's a lot of interest in this program. It's really fun to interact with them and see their joy and their excitement, especially they use the chat a lot, and they're like super enthusiastic about everything we teach them.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, this is for all kids ages 12 plus. It's been a huge hit. We have a good amount of kids signing up each month to attend these coding camps. And this is a great way for them, another activity that they can do online that's fun, and also really gets them thinking creatively, problem solving, and learning more about computer science, of course. So thank you, Lynn, for starting that program for us. It was something that, Lyn's one of our Princeton interns, and now she's back on the East Coast, and she'll be returning to San Diego, which I just found out. So we're so happy to have her running these coding camps, as well as her sister Hannah, who's an amazing partner and amazing leader for our kids. So thank you both. And our next one will be Saturday, September 19th. If you guys want to volunteer, this is a really fun one. You can join Lynn, Hannah, and all of our kiddos. Next, we have our virtual musical play group. This was one of the very first, I think it was the first virtual event that we held after shelter in place took effect back in March. And the Musical Therapy Center of California have been dedicated community partners since the beginning of Autism Tree, and they were so incredible when COVID hit and immediately responded and said, we can still do these virtually, let's do these for our kiddos. So this is for our younger kiddos, ages usually like 2 to 7 or 8. Really fun, an hour or 45 minutes of doing music therapy, of playing games or singing songs, practicing communication and social skills through song, which is really fun. So our next one will be Saturday, September 26th at 10:30 a.m. If you want to volunteer and sign up, this is a really fun one to watch for and interact with our kiddos. This was a very special one-off event. Our puppy painting party, which is brand new. Our volunteer executive director, Dana, and I went last week to this with Joel Anderson, our international ambassador and artist and author, and Ruben Chato, who is an incredible artist as well in San Diego. And they both created a puppy painting, and it was our very first Facebook Live event, which was so much fun. We had never done one before. It's still up on our Facebook timeline if you want to watch it. There's 2 parts. You can watch them live paint it. It was incredible watching them do that. And this was in partnership with the Einstein Project with Giselle B Studios, who we had it at they had it at their studio, and they invited us to come. This puppy painting will also be featured in our virtual auction, which is coming up this September, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. But it was definitely a fun time. If you want to see amazing art happen, you should definitely check this out on our social media. And thank you to Joel and Ruben for donating that painting. Okay, so now we have our Teen Time Social Hour, which is, we partner with the Sensory Friendly San Diego. They have been so incredible during this time, offering this weekly social hour for our teens every Friday at 3 p.m. And we're so happy to continue that partnership through September as well, as long as we are here at home. They have been so incredible. So this is one of our really popular events for our teens. They play different games. You can see they're playing little Jeopardy, I think, different trivia questions. They do arts and crafts. They basically just spend an hour together socializing and having fun. And it's usually the consistent teens coming to every workshop. So you really get to know every single one of our teens. And I definitely recommend it as a volunteer if you want to join that. You can just let me know. Next, we have our virtual adaptive dance classes, which we are so happy to have. We just celebrated 1 year with partnership with Tap Fever Studios. I just celebrated it last week with Larissa Hall, who is the executive director of Tap Fever and who has a huge heart for our families and is so passionate about dance. She actually was our Lunch and Learn speaker not this week, but last week. And she did an amazing job. So if you want to hear her story, I would definitely recommend it. We hold these classes every Saturday. They hold these classes every Saturday, and this is fun, movement games for kids. We are actually starting something new, a fall session. So it's going to be an 8-week commitment starting in September 5th. And I definitely want volunteers signed up for this. We'll have 10 kids for each session. And ideally, I'd love to have 10 volunteers too. And they'll be every other week because we're hitting 2 different age groups, ages 5 through 10 and 11 through 16. So if you want to be involved, I definitely recommend this is a really fun one. If you love dance, I know Melissa is going to be there. So if you want to volunteer, let me know. Next, we have our Lunch and Learn series, which I just mentioned with John, and thank you to everyone who has been tuning in weekly with us. This is a great, in addition to our core team meetings, of course, this is a great way to stay connected with our community. If you want to learn more about community leaders at Autism Tree and the amazing people who make Autism Tree possible, our Lunch and Learns are really special, and I definitely encourage all of you to sign up each week. So we have a different guest speaker each week, either a board member, community partner, supporters. Just this week we had Dr. Jacqueline Denishak, and she was amazing, told her story about her passion for medicine, and it took her 10 years to become a doctor, which is an incredible accomplishment. And now she is working with her mom, who is now who established a family practice 25 years ago. So now they're working together, which is a true family practice. So I definitely recommend Jacqueline's Lunch and Learn. You should definitely check that out. I just posted it on YouTube and social media today. And of course, I mentioned Larissa. Coming up, we have Michelle Rowley. We're so excited. She's a BCBA. If any of you are interested in behavioral behavior analyst, I definitely recommend you tune in next week. This is every Wednesday at 12 p.m. We'll have these for as long as we can, and we might even continue these after COVID because they're so beneficial for our community. So join us next week. And then finally, we're so excited to continue our USD partnership with the USD football team. Obviously, we are not doing in person because they canceled it for the fall, but we are continuing to build the relationships between our kids and players virtually. So we're really excited to do a virtual meet and greet. It will be our 12th annual, and it'll be September 12th. And we're doing 2 sets of Zoom calls. So 1 o'clock will be for all of our new families who have never participated in our football program before. They can learn more about that and get to meet their player and get to know a little bit more about them. And then at 2 o'clock, we'll have our returning families who are also have participated in the program before, and they want to stay in touch with our players. So this is a really fun event. We're really excited to do it virtually. If you want to help with that, I would love your help to capture all of the fun that our families are having with their players and getting to know them each individually. I will, sorry, totally blanking. But yeah, definitely sign up for this. And we're really excited to continue this partnership. Okay, now we have something that we started implementing. So all of you know how much what it takes to run Autism Tree and keep our doors open. It's definitely unique during this time of COVID, but our expenses include 2.5 staff. We have myself and Lisa, our full-time employees, and then Caitlin, who's part-time, our CFO. And then we have rent, insurance, our free programs and services, of which we still have been providing virtually. And then preschool screenings have obviously stopped during this time, but we have screened 20,600 children to date. So does anybody have any guesses? Oh, shoot, I just revealed it. Okay, well, guys, it takes $15,000 monthly to run Autism Tree and keep our doors open during COVID, during the time of COVID. So keeping this in mind, like I mentioned, we've screened over 20,000 kids since March, and we hope in the future, eventually, when we get back to some sort of normalcy, we will continue to screen children for any developmental delays so we can focus on our mission of early intervention. To date, our money raised is $165,000. This is only 29% of our operating budget. Obviously, our budget has changed since COVID happened, but it is taking every penny to keep going and keep serving all of our kids and families and doing what we do. We are committed to keeping to serve our kids and families during COVID, during this crazy time where it's very unexpected, and we don't know what the future holds. So we will still be around to help our kids and families, and we need your help to do that. So this is a great time to mention our 16 Candles virtual auction, which is happening September 25th through 27th. Our team has been working on this very hard for the past couple weeks. Our goal is to raise $10,000 through this virtual auction. So many of you, if you haven't heard, but we originally do a 1,000-person event. If we were in person, we would have done a 1,000-person event with all of our supporters to raise money for our early intervention preschool screening program. And that was originally supposed to happen in April of 2020. We postponed it to September. And of course, now that September is coming around, now we're going completely virtual. So we have collected a lot of silent auction packages and wine and champagne, which is incredible. We have over 120 items and packages that we will be having in this virtual auction. I'm still accepting donations and still accepting wine and champagne donations. So if you know of anybody who can donate, we still want your help to raise as much money as possible, because we need to, all of the money raised will be going towards our operations to get us through this year, through 2020. So at the link at the bottom of the flyer, 32auctions.com, that is our website landing page for our auction. I encourage you all to check it out. You get to see all of our amazing opportunity drawing packages and silent auction packages that if you want to participate, I definitely encourage you to register. It's very easy. It takes a minute and it's free. I can send you all the details if you want to register. But if anything, if you can't donate at all, there's still a way to help. You can still share it with your friends and family and let them know that Autism Tree has, reached 350,000 people during this time, and we're still doing all of our programs during this time virtually. We're not going away, and we want to keep continuing what we've got started and all that we've accomplished. So thank you to everyone who wants to help with our virtual auction. If you want more details, I am so happy. Please give me a call or a text or put it in the chat, and I'd love to tell you more about it. We've been working really hard on it. So I think that's about it. Thank you so much to everyone who's joining us on Thursday night. I know school just started and there's a lot of change in everyone's schedules during this time, so I really appreciate each of you taking the time to be with us and to be with me and hear our team and all that we've been doing at Autism Tree. We really couldn't do it without you. So let's take a quick group shot and then we can carry on. All right, put your cameras on if you have them. Ready? Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. And special thanks to Melissa for leading our inspiration. It's beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day and Thursday. If you want to share.
Thank you.
Let me know.
Thank you.
Yeah.